Hi and welcome back to Yoga Berry. Today I've got a neck and shoulder practice for you to release tension in the upper body, in the neck and in the shoulders especially. And you will need maybe a blanket or a cushion just for comfort and to support your head. So if you get that ready, and then join me for the practice. My name is Christine Jareggi-Berry. I'm a yoga teacher specializing in yoga for scoliosis. Feel free to join the Facebook group for some more support, inspiration and motivation. Subscribe to my channel and of course check out my website, which you will find in the description below, for some more information on yoga for scoliosis and my online courses. So we're going to start lying on the back, and we'll have the knees bent, and just make sure that you're comfortable. So if you want to use a cushion or a blanket underneath the head, then feel free to do that. And then let's just take a moment to settle here, allowing for the body to drop into the ground. Take a few breaths. Every inhale, filling the body with new energy, new prana. And then exhale, letting go of anything that is not needed. Inhale, new energy, and exhale, releasing any tension. Good. So from there, let's just make sure that the feet are hip distance apart. And then we'll start with a very gentle bridge pose. We're going to start to press the feet into the ground. Start to lift the hips off the ground just as high as you want to take them. And then slowly releasing back down. So let's do that a few more times. We're just going to press the feet into the ground. Lift the hips off the floor, coming up on towards the shoulders, maybe a little bit higher this time, and then slowly releasing back down. Good. So let's keep going with this. So lift up, come up on towards the shoulders, and then slowly releasing back down. Good. And let's do it one more time, lifting up. This time we're going to hold up a little bit longer. So no need to come up really high. We're not trying to get into a back bend here. And then can you very slowly release down? Can you imagine softening the heart space, back of the heart, the space in between the shoulder blades, and then slowly releasing the spine down, vertebra by vertebra, until the hips come all the way down to the floor. Good, just letting the pelvis rest, and maybe turning the head from side to side a few times just to make sure that there's no tension in the neck. Good, coming back to center. We're going to add a little bit of an arm movement here. So we're going to inhale, bring the arms up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, slowly lower the arms down. So very slow and mindful movement. Inhale, bringing the arms up, a little bit further up over the head now, and then slowly releasing the arms back down. So every time we lift the arms, we're going to take it a little bit further, just exploring what's going on in the shoulders. So starting to bring the arms up over the head a little bit more. Good, keep going. Inhale, taking the arms up over the head, and just explore how far you can take the arms up over the head. Now the arms don't have to touch the ground at all. That's not our goal. We're just exploring that movement in the shoulders. And what we're doing is we're lubricating that shoulder, the shoulder joints, getting some movement in there. So it's not a stretch. I'm not looking for a stretch at all. So I'm not looking for the arms to come all the way down to the ground, because that would kind of create a little bit more of a stretch in the chest. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for that movement. Good. So let's do one more. Inhale, bringing the arms up over the head, and then slowly release. Good. Just letting the shoulders drop, relax for a moment, turn the head from side to side. Good. And then let's bring the arms up towards the ceiling. So notice how the shoulders are kind of can drop into the ground. And then on your inhale, you're going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling so that the shoulders will come off the floor. And then exhale, again releasing the shoulders back down. Good. So this is a bit of a weird movement to begin with, but stick with it. It's really good to create some movement in the around the shoulder blades. So inhale, reaching the arms up towards the ceiling so the shoulders will come off the floor, and then exhale, releasing them back down. Good. Keep going with this. Inhale to reach the arms, and then exhale, dropping the shoulders. And don't worry if there isn't much movement to begin with. The more you practice this, the more you'll be able to do that and get a little bit more release and movement into the shoulders. Good. Let's do two more. Inhaling, lifting, exhaling to drop, and then last one. Inhale, really reaching up. Let's stay for a couple of breaths, and then drop and release. Just release the arms alongside the body. Release the neck. Turn the head from side to side. Good. We're going to do another variation of this time. Bring the arms up towards the ceiling, and we're just going to do one arm at a time. We're going to reach the right arm up and slightly across towards the left, and then exhale, let the shoulder come back down. Inhale, reaching the left arm up and across the body slightly, and then exhale, letting the shoulder drop again. Good. So alternating sides. Inhale to reach with the right arm, maybe a little bit further over, and then exhale to drop. And left side, reaching, and exhale, drop. Good. Let's do one more on each side. Inhale to reach, exhale to drop. Last side. Inhale and exhale. Good. Just releasing the arms. And let's roll over to the side, and we're slowly going to make our way into sitting from here. Good. So let's come into a comfortable position. You can sit on a blanket, you can sit on a block. So I'm going to fold my blanket and then sit on there just to make it a little bit more comfortable. Good. So just kind of shuffle from side to side a little bit, just until you find your center. Where have you got equal weight in both sitting bones? Good. And then from there, we're just going to close the eyes, unless obviously you're looking at me to see what I'm doing, but hopefully my voice will be enough. And we're just going to turn the head to the right. So just turning the head to the right. No expectations of how far it will go. And then coming back to center. Good. We're going to stay on the right side. So we're just turning the head to the right side again. Looking over the shoulder and then coming back to center. Good. One more time. Turn the head to the right. Maybe a little bit further this time. Just feel that stretch along the left side of the neck. And then coming back to center. Let's do the other side. Slowly starting to turn the head to the left. And then coming back to center. And the reason why I ask you to close your eyes is that you can really feel what's going on. Let's turn the head again. Turn it to the left. And then come back to center. It's a great way also to notice if there's more movement on one side than the other. It's just something we want to be aware of with scoliosis. So last time turning to the left, maybe a little bit further, and then coming back to center. Good, let's open the eyes. Good, it's just a great way of addressing those imbalances that you might come across. And even if you have a thoracic curve and you think that's your only curve, there might be another small curve in the neck as well. So it's just something to be aware of. Nothing to be scared of, but we just want to be aware of any of those muscle imbalances especially. Good, let's roll our shoulders. We're going to bring the shoulders up towards the ears and then rolling them back and down. So up towards the ears, back and down. Good. Keep going, just bringing that little bit more awareness into the shoulders, into those muscles that are connecting the tops of the shoulders with the neck, especially when you bring the shoulders back and down. Good. One more. Lovely, delicious, big movement. Good. And then release. Let's drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. You might feel a big stretch here on the left side of the neck. Then we're going to bring the head forwards, chin towards the chest, and then rolling over to the other side. Left ear towards the left shoulder. And back forwards, chin towards the chest, over to the right. So just turning from side to side, semicircles. So we're not taking the head back, but just from side to side. Good, and it's just the weight of the head that is creating that stretch. Good, let that be the last one. And then we're just bringing the head back to center. Let's bring the hands on the knees. We're going to do a little bit of cat-cow, but sitting. So we're going to inhale, lift the chest, slightly looking up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, rounding through the spine, bring the chin towards the chest. So inhale, letting the pelvis tip forwards and the chest lifts up, the head lifts up. And then exhale, we're rounding through the spine. Good. Inhale to lift the chest, looking up, and then exhale, rounding through the spine. Good. Keep going. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Good. And then let's come into all fours from here. Just going to put my blanket out of the way. I'm going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. And we're going to come into cat-cow now here in this different position. So inhale, we're going to bring the chest forwards, lifting the head, and then exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale to lift the chest forwards, lifting the head, and exhale, rounding through the spine. So most of you have done this movement hopefully a few times, maybe if not daily. It's one of the best yoga poses to practice for the spine. And if you are very familiar with the movement, then we can make it a little bit more difficult just by changing the focus. So I want you to just focus on your thoracic spine. So can you allow for the lower back to be still just for a few rounds and just see if you can only move the thoracic spine. Now this is only possible to a certain extent, so I'm not saying that this is realistic at all, but we're just changing the focus. So imagine you're just moving the thoracic spine. The chest comes forwards and then you exhale, rounding and releasing the head. Good. Just for a few rounds. Good. And then let's come back to center again. We're going to change the focus again. Now this time we're just moving the lower back. So we're just tilting the pelvis forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. And you might want to have a look. So I'm not moving my upper body. I'm just moving my hips forwards and backwards. Good. And then we're going to let this movement of backwards and forwards travel through the rest of the spine. So when my pelvis tilts forwards, this creates the lift in the chest, and then the head starts to lift, and then I tip the pelvis the other way. I start to round, and then the head will drop. So it's if you're starting cat-cow at the hip level. So allow for the pelvis to drop forwards. The chest starts to come forwards, the head starts to lift, and then exhale, tilting the pelvis the other way, rounding, and then dropping the head. Good, and let's release, and we'll come into child's pose. Take the hips all the way back onto the heels, supporting the forehead with the forearms, and just allowing for the upper body to release. And can you send your breath especially into the back of the neck? Good, and then let's slowly bring ourselves back up into all fours. Let's do one more shoulder stretch to finish the practice. We're going to bring the left forearm parallel to the front edge of the mat, reaching the right arm forwards. Release your forehead onto the forearm. And see if you can actively reach forwards with the right fingertips. And the right sitting bones are moving back so that you're lengthening the whole of the right side of the body, especially the front of the chest. Good, and then let's slowly come back up and change sides. So right forearm parallel, left arm reaching forwards now, forehead onto the forearm, actively reaching with the left fingertips forwards and the left sitting bones back. So if you're pulling that, pulling the body in opposite directions. Good, and then slowly bringing yourself up, and let's just come into extended puppy pose just to bring in that more symmetry again. So reach both arms forward, tuck the toes under now, sending the tailbone towards the back of the room, and the crown of the head is lengthening into the opposite direction, creating that traction in the spine. Good, and then let's slowly coming up into sitting. Good, so if you have a few more minutes, then feel free to rest in shavasana, in final relaxation for a few minutes, and let me know how you got on with this practice, and I'll see you very soon for the next video.